Believers, there are people, they go through this time in this body, or they go through this lifetime uninterested in what's going on around them. They just want to be at ease and relieved, and that's the only thing that matters to them. They're born under a tyrannical regime. They even ask themselves, why is the country I'm born in on this tyrannical regime? They don't care. The only thing that's on their mind is, okay, this is a tyrannical regime, I don't care, as long as I can have it good. Oh, so it's based on genocide? Okay, I know it's wrong, but hey, I can't do anything about it anyway, so let me just benefit from it, from the genocide. You have such people. The only thing on their mind is their own relief. They have no intention of gaining knowledge nor understanding. They prefer to be dumped, misled, lied to, abused and mistreated. Why? Because in that case, they can play the victim and they don't have to take responsibility. And this is what they think. They really don't want to be involved with the community. They really don't want to be responsible for anything. And they really don't want to be held accountable for just wanting to exploit everything around them without giving anything valuable in return, in the sense that they just want others to exist for them, but others cannot expect anything from them. They are the type of people who say things as, the world owes you nothing, only you're responsible for your own actions. They hold on to many statements that say the following: I do me, and you do you. I don't care how you do, nor what you do, as long as I can do me, and nobody bothers me when I do me. You have such people. It's all about me, myself, and I. But they cannot go through life everywhere with that attitude. And they know very well this attitude is debased and there is no way to justify that attitude. But they want to persist in that attitude because they crave the relief of being left alone. Such people, they will fake being friends with you just to get benefits from you. They will pretend to fight for social justice or to fight for the rights of the oppressed just so that they don't have to actually do something about oppression they're participating in. I'm telling you, that's why many of those types become quite violent, because they really don't want to be responsible for the oppressions going on, but hey, they're there, so they have to do something about it. And the fact that they have to do something about it, that upsets them, that they take on this social justice warrior personality. They begin to rage off that, but why are they raging? They're not raging for the injustice being done to the minorities. They're raging because of the fact that they can't avoid the situation. If they were able to avoid the situation and look down upon the oppressed without having to feel guilty, without having to be being held accountable, they would go for it. It is because they know that they'll be held accountable sooner or later that they become these ultra warriors for justice. But the thing is, they're not about justice at all, because they won't even reflect on themselves and give up false expectations. So they don't want to give up false expectations, yet want to fight for justice. What? Sorry, that doesn't add up. Look, some people don't want to explain. So learn the following, believer. You are accountable towards others and to the Most High, and you are not entitled to be left alone. You're here, you have an impact, so you're responsible for how you deal and go and relate to things, and people have the right to demand answers from you and to call you to an account. That's true. No such thing as privacy, private lives, no such thing as I do whatever I want, you have nothing to say to me. No. The earth is the Lord's, not yours, so you don't own anything. He's the owner, so he has a right to hold you accountable, and your fellow human beings also have a right to hold you accountable when it's necessary. On the other hand, they also have obligations towards you. That's justice. You have obligations towards them and them towards you. But you have people, they don't want any obligations nor responsibilities whatsoever, but they want everyone else to have them so that they are at ease. They know very well they can't get away with that. That's why they come with these coping personalities. And I'm telling you one thing, believer. When you realize that someone is like that, stop explaining. Yes, you should explain yourself when it's necessary, and you should give an account. Or when you realize someone isn't really interested in why something happened, but they just want a reason to unload, they don't explain anything. If someone asks you a question, Why did you do that, for example? But not to the innocent why you did it. You're just upset because you did something that they did not want. Whether what you did was right or wrong doesn't matter. The fact is that they don't control you. And the fact you did something without their consent or without them having to approve of it, that already upsets them. So now they want to take it out on you. So their question is more an invitation to an argument that they can use as an excuse to attack you. Or if someone suddenly accuses you saying, but you're always so loud, but you're always like that, their statement doesn't add up. But the thing is, they are accusing you of something that doesn't add up because you just want an excuse to unload. When you realize that people only want to unload because they don't want to be responsible, this is what you do. You shake the glass up of you and you leave them in their pool of mud. You leave them in that cesspool of negativity, that you are safe from their filth and their violence, and they end up ruining themselves and they can never blame anyone else for it. Yes, you have people like that, believers. They don't want an explanation. They just want the right to accuse and to dump. They don't want an explanation. They want an assassination. Let me repeat that. Some people don't want an explanation. They want an assassination. They want to assassinate you and everyone else who hinders them in playing God. If you remind them that they are not entitled to be left alone, that they are responsible and accountable towards others and towards the Most High, the moment you mention that, they explode. Because it's their life, their privacy, their boundaries. It's none of your business. They have all these statements that entitle them to will whatever they will, and everyone else has to find a way to deal with it. Not going to happen. The moment you're realistic and hold to account, they turn on you. When they don't want an explanation, don't give them an explanation. Or if you have to give an explanation because they insist on it, then tell them what they would want to hear, just to, to bail yourself out of their violence. Because some just want to hear what they want to hear, and if they don't hear what they want to hear, they explode. So sometimes you just bail them out in an indirect way. You don't agree with them, but you repeat what they want to hear without agreeing with it. Then they leave you alone and you move on. They don't want an explanation. They want an assassination. So if you're craving for an assassination, you just shake them off of you. Be at peace.